Hello, my good friends. This is James Clark, the artist, and these are the times. Hope you're having a great Thursday evening, and hope you can join. My dear friend and the amazing Adam Shawhan will be joining us shortly. Hope everybody's having a lovely end to their week and is ready for the weekend, as I am. So I hope you're all having a great end to the week here. So yes, these are the times, and what interesting times they are. Uh, Many things to talk about, and I'm going to share this out here. If you'll bear with me. Adam will be joining us shortly. There's my Wi-Fi. Adam says he'll be with us shortly. Thanks, Adam. Mm. There we go. So we're going to share this out. And there we are. We have two folks joining us here. Thanks for stopping in and taking time out on this Thursday evening, this lovely evening. And Adam will be joining us shortly. How's everybody doing tonight? It's been a long work week, and I don't stream that often as I'd like to, but those are my followers and friends. I'm glad you could join. Plan on streaming more often when I can. But yeah, my good friend Adam will be joining us. And these are the times. Yes, what interesting times they are. A lot of things to talk about. And yes, we have a lot to talk about tonight. We're just waiting for Adam to join us here. My cup says, if my dog doesn't like you, then I don't like you. But I like you. Okay, buddy. Yes, hang on. Bear with me 1 second. Join my good friends at the Fandom Collective. They're a good bunch of guys, and they'll share your channel out. Rookie and Flip, good guys. Check them out. Links in the chat, Adam. I'll plug it one more time. There you go, buddy. Hey, yo, Jay. How you doing, buddy? It's good to see you in here. It's like old times. We're on a mission from God. Yes, my good friend, super fan Adam Shawhan is joining me. And we have the Boxing Jedi, Jay Cotto, in the chat. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. I'm doing good. If you want to join, you're welcome to. I put the link in the chat, Jay. So we're talking about the times. What interesting times they are, eh? Hickory dickory dock. And you know the rest. I can't see the type. This is very interesting. There we go. I want you to try typing in your keyboard in the dark, my brother. That don't work out so well. So, yo, Jay Cato, how you doing? I'm doing good tonight. You got some good friends of mine in here. Oh, hold on, there he is.
Hey, I had to share it out on the Twitter, man.
Sorry it took me so long, brother.
Dude, you were fine because you said 7. So, like, I just finished up. Tomorrow's trash day. I was getting all the bags, and then my phone went off, and I'm like, trash bags, took it out the dumpster. I was like, you're like, oh, going live. I was like, okay, I'll be there in a few minutes.
Well, I'm glad you could join.
Oh, yeah, man.
So it's the amazing super fan Adam Shawhan joining me today, my good friend. And we have Jay Cotto, the Boxing Jedi, in the chat, another good friend of mine. So yes, these are the times. What interesting times we live in now. Got a lot to talk about. So how you been?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Are we living or are we just surviving?
We're just surviving. You're dressed good, buddy. I like the attire there.
Thank you. Well, it's we lost a couple dogs this past week, so hence the black, but still got the Blues Brothers tie because you just gotta. It goes with the attire and the YouTubing that we're doing lately. It just tomorrow night on the men's room, I'll be there. As you know, I'm always the most well dressed guy that's there. With Blues attire. So
Jay said hi in the chat. Yo, Jay. And so what time's the men's room on?
The men's room will be on at 8:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, I'll check that out.
I did a live video today, actually doing some cooking. Shout out to Euler Greg. He kept pestering me about doing videos because I'm always talking about food and stuff. And he's like, you should do a video. And I was like, all right, man. So today I was sitting there thinking, like, man, I'm hungry, man. I'm hungry. So what am I going to make? And I had a filet mignon. And I'm like, okay, what I want to make with this fillet. I'm like, wait a minute. Do I have ramen noodles? Yes, I have ramen noodles. Check. Vegetables? Check. Bunch of other goodness? Check. I was like, all right. So I start prepping everything and I go, wait a minute. I should ought to go get my phone. So I get the phone and I start filming it. And I set up StreamYards down here on the computer, hook up my phone, go upstairs, and I'm talking away, got the Bluetooth in, everything. So I think everything's going good. Brent Utini tells me, like the sound's going in and out, man. Like you're roboting and everything. I'm like, ah, shit. So I run back down here, grab my tablet, but my tablet only has one camera. So I had to use the sound on the tablet and then do the video on the phone while everything was running through my computer in my office.
Wow.
And then I rebooted the phone and I got that to work. See, Apple doesn't like Apple products and StreamYards don't work well together. They just don't play well. So that's a problem. I have iPads and I have an iPhone. So, and I'm on an iMac right now as I'm talking to you. So,
okay. Yeah. It's funny you mentioned ramen noodles because I saw a chef show last night and they had ramen noodles and gummy bears. Now, what you would do with that mixture, I have no idea, but it turned out it ended with, frozen nitrogen. He froze gummy bears and shrunk them or something. Very interesting.
oh yeah, dude, the stuff that comes out, I mean, like I never went to culinary school to become a chef, but I know how to cook. I've had a lot of friends that were chefs, so I learned stuff throughout the years, the decades, if you will. We're old school, so we didn't go to McDonald's every day for dinner, man. That was like something you did once a month if you were lucky. That fast food was not a way of life for us. So you learn to cook. And I'm talking to all these younger cats, man, and they're just like, they don't know how to do it. And I'm like, okay, here's a simple cheese sauce recipe. And I give it to them. And I I did a video real quick and I sent it to them. They're like, man, that's really cool. And that's when OG was giving me a hard time going, hey, man, you should just film it. You're always talking about food. And I'm like, well, yeah, I'm a fat fuck. I like to eat, but I'm like, I do like to eat. So I'm like, hey, look, we'll go this route. So I did a test and, you got to love going live when things go wrong. And I did. I had the most fun that it just didn't go simple, but I did get through it. And I did plug everybody's channel in the description of the video. I made sure I plugged yours and all mine as well, where I'm going to be. But it was just so much fun to actually do it and have a little bit of interaction with other people. It didn't go the way I wanted it to, which is okay.
It never does. But if you have fun, that's what matters.
Exactly, man. And I did. I had a blast doing it. And then I brought my bull down here and shut all that other crap off and just went from here and, talked for a few minutes about everything and then just went off and then ate a whole bowl of it was just because I didn't have everything I wanted because it's towards the end of the month. I don't get paid till the beginning of the month. So I was like, okay, well, what am I got? I got frozen vegetables. Now I personally like fresh vegetables, but if I have to, I'll go with frozen vegetables over canned. So, you got your normal mixture, some broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, no problem, man. I steamed them up, got them ready. Threw them over here, cooked up the ramen, threw them over here. And I didn't do the cooking and showing. Like I got most of the stuff done first. And then, throw everything in there. A little bit of wine, a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, a little bit of soy sauce.
A little bit more wine.
A little bit of wine. Well, I had a lot of wine. It was a nice dessert wine. It was cherry, so it's got the fruitiness to it that went in with the steak. And it was chicken ramen, and I still use the chicken seasoning. But the kicker, instead of using butter or oil, Papa John's, they've got that garlic butter. I threw that in there and then threw everything in with it and turned the heat up and just started stirring away, man. Nice. And it was that simple. I like to recycle, and by that I do like to recycle in real life too. But with cooking, you get all these little things, where okay, I don't have breadsticks, so I've got this garlic sauce. Well, I'm not going to throw it out. I just throw it in the fridge, and then for something else. So
recycle.
Yeah, man. That's what I call recycling, bro.
With our sharp attire here, I have a little song that goes with that, and you probably heard it before. So if you'll bear with me, I'm gonna karaoke a little song. After this commercial break. Clean shirt, new shoes, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. Silk suit, black tie, and I don't need a reason why. They come a running just as fast as they can. 'Cause every girl's crazy about a sharp dressed man. Gold watch, diamond ring, and I ain't missing out a single thing. Cuff links, a stick pin. Everybody gonna do you in. They come a running just as fast as they can. 'Cause every girl's crazy about a sharp dressed man. Top coat, top hat, and I don't worry 'cause my wallet's fat. Black shades, white gloves, looking sharp, looking for love. They come around just as fast as they can. Every girl's crazy about a sharp dressed man. Yes, the sharp dressed man.
Oh yeah, I love the tie, man. I love that. I seen that earlier when I jumped on. I was like, all right, man, he's all decked out. I was like, we're good to go. I was like, all right.
I got that in my Death Star shirt on.
Oh yeah,
this is my happy place.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Like for me, dude. Like I mean, don't get me wrong. Star Wars, everything's great, but my favorite movie of all time, which is a musical, is The Blues Brothers. To me, it's one of the greatest movies of all time.
Oh yes,
I've always loved it. I'm pissed because Showtime has the Blues Brothers, but it's an edited version, which I'm not understanding why you would edit that movie, but they did. They cut out the part where Elwood goes to work, and you know he has to leave. Like they cut that whole scene out, and then the part where he's parking the Bluesmobile into the little shack underneath the L train. Like they cut that whole part out. And I'm like, geez. I'm sitting there watching it and I own it. Like it's in my DVD player. That is the movie in my DVD player. Yeah, so I'm sitting there and I'm watching it and I'm like waiting for these parts to come. And I'm like, what the hell, man? Did I miss something? Did I get up and, you know, have to deal with the dogs? I come back. So I rewatch it. And I'm like, no, they completely cut it out. They go from the part where Carrie Fisher shoots the rocket launcher at the building when John Candy and them are knocking and about to go in the door, and the guys get up, they leave, they're in the car, they get up out of the building, right. And then it goes to the part where they go and knock on the door looking for the band members, and I cut out the whole going to work part. And I'm like, this doesn't seem right. Wait a minute. So that drove me nuts. I'm like, wait a minute. But then I found out over in the UK, that's the version those guys always had saw. So to me, I'm like, that's nuts, man, because I'm original.
They're crawling out from the rubble, and they got the bricks all over them.
And you hear the actual bricks fucking hitting the ground, man. They go, blip, blip, you actually hear brick noise. It's like, oh man. But I don't know. It's just something about that movie. That's, I mean, there's always, listen, there's always Star Wars and the original series of Star Trek, the 18 stuff that we went through. But that movie, I don't know why. I can't explain it. Just always.
I grew up on Blues Brothers, Stripes, Caddyshack. I mean, those movies are timeless.
Stripes.
Sure. That's the fact, Jack.
Yeah. That's the fact, Jack. Oh yeah, but I mean that's the thing. We come from that genre. We had good movies. We had really good movies. And then they kind of went to shit. And then they really went to shit. And then now we don't really have movies anymore. It's all on streaming services. And I mean, I'm lazy. I own a lot of movies. I enjoy my Disney Plus because if I want to watch something, I don't have to go downstairs and find it. I just click play. And so far, it's not really edited. I am mad at Disney. The Gina Carano thing was ridiculous, but I kind of have a different theory than most because to me, it's like they really kind of wrote her off in season 2 when they made her the sheriff anyway. So it's like, and after season 2, it all kind of wrapped up. Like they're all, season 3 is coming after Boba Fett, da da da. But I'm like, even if it didn't, it's really kind of wrapped up. And even if we had a couple more adventures with the Mandalorian going here, going there, maybe giving me what I've asked for, which is Star Wars is a huge universe. Can we use some of it, please? Something we haven't seen. That'd be cool.
Jay says, that's the fact, Jack.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. What I was going to say is, part of the times we got here, what's trending, Gina Carano. That's what's trending. She was number 1 on IMDb. If you do a Google search, she'll probably pop up. But, Lucasfilm fired her. That's the latest. And she's become a superstar even more because of her firing. And that's a shame what Lucasfilm did to her, because now they're going to be begging for her to come back because, so many people are against, so many fans are against Star Wars right now. Not necessarily Star Wars, but Lucasfilm for firing her. And I mean, she's an amazing actress. She's a professional athlete. I mean, she's just got a great career ahead of her. And there was no reason for that just because of her opinion,
Yeah, well, refusing to bend the knee to some of the stuff that should be refused. The fact that she was a strong, independent female that could kick any of those guys' asses, including Kathleen.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, a legit fighter, an MMA fighter. I felt the role she played. There's other people that are like, oh, well, she can't act, or that wasn't, because she's been in other movies and stuff. I felt like when I watched Cara Dune, I wasn't watching Gina Carano. I was watching her play Cara Dune, and I thought she played the role perfectly.
Oh, she's a great actress.
So, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed, I liked season 1 better than season 2 personally. But when it comes to Cara Dune, I have no complaints on anything that she did. I thought it was great. I loved it when Mando had to go to her to get to the prison and all that kind of, the way it was set up, and it made sense. I'm like, okay, this is good. Well, we're not using her, because the first thing I heard, I was in a stream. Well, I was in the chat. I wasn't on the show. The place to be reviews with Epithet. So he was live streaming. I'm in the chat and we heard about it. And I look at it and it was, Lucasfilm has not re-signed her to do season 3. And then it changed to, they fired her. And I don't care. I'm just saying, at first that's what we heard. And it was sad though, because it makes me go, well, we don't need a season 3, because she is part of that, where if he came back, needed some help, she could help him, along with many of the other characters as well that have been built. So it is kind of heartbreaking, because just because you don't agree with the alphabet crap going on, or because you voted Trump, now we're going to blacklist you.
Right. And they're not going to get anybody to fill her shoes. Nope.
No, you couldn't replace her with anybody.
There's so many fans that are upset with what they did, that any Star Wars has their own channel, and they get on there every now and then and they have like 2,000 dislikes, 10,000 dislikes on almost every video because fans are so upset with them firing Gina Carano. So, I mean, they're going to pay the price. You know, I'm just interested to see how much a Gina Carano action figure, Cara Dune action figure is going to go for.
They've flown. Prices have gone nuts. I know Appalachian American got one for $30-$40. I know there were some going for hundreds of dollars, you know, like eBay and that. Been kind of looking at it here and there. For me, though, the saddest thing is a lot of people felt that Mandalorian was the apology from the people at Star Wars. And this just proves they don't care. They don't care about you. They don't care about you, the fans. You know, they got rid of her for absolutely no real good reason. Even if we don't have a season 3, I'd be fine. If we have one, we'll see what comes. You know, we'll check it out. But what I loved the most were the people that would type in why you left Disney Plus, the firing of Gina Carano. And I would love to see the true numbers of the amount of people that went F you Disney after that. They'll never publish the true numbers. They'll give us some crap like they always do. But I would love to see the real numbers that after that happened, to see how far that goes down.
Yeah, they had a big canceled Disney Plus was trending, and yeah, so a lot of unhappy fans. So we'll see what happens with the future of Star Wars. I mean, I'm a big fan. I've always been a big fan, but it's not looking good for Lucasfilm right now until. You know, I'm sure Kathleen Kennedy had something to do with it, and or probably everything to do with it. And she may be. If they don't put her out the door, there's something wrong. She needs to be fired. You know, because I don't think Jon Favreau would have had anything to do with Gina Carano being fired. You know,
well, Favreau, Filoni, but then that just kind of shows you that's what people don't seem to understand. She is the head of Lucasfilm. So she still has the power. She is the empress, if you will. You know, I don't want to get your channel banned by saying the wrong word, but she's the empress. So you're screwed. That's it. You know, it's at the end of the day, that's where that lies. But Disney's messing up left and right. On Disney Plus, The Muppet Show, the original Muppet Show, and they have a warning on there, you know, that it might be edgy, you know, and I'm thinking, you know, basically, you know, BLM BS. And the 1970s cartoon Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, or I can't remember the year, it had a warning on it. And I'm sitting here watching this stuff going, when this stuff was shot, for one, this whole racism bullshit was not going on to the extent that it is today. Two, Jim Henson, you're going to tell me the most non-racial guy that cared about everybody and just wanted everybody to be happy is a racist now?
Why are there so many songs about rainbows?
Yeah,
here.
I couldn't believe. Like, I was talking with Jez, and we were excited about the fact they were putting the Muppets on Disney Plus. Finally, the original Muppet Show, you know, that we grew up with. And I'm like, yeah, man. And I put it on. I think I didn't even get to the 5th episode where all of a sudden here's this warning, and I'm looking at it going, are you for real, man? No. This can't be. The Spider-Man episode, it was where all the people turned into wasps. Or, you know, I can't remember the exact episode, but it had that in it. And I'm like, how has that got anything to do with race? This PC culture, bro. I don't get it.
Well, aren't they putting down Oscar the Grouch too, or something?
Man, they're putting down Mr. Potato Head. You know, it's like, man, you know who's next on this PC culture? This ride that we're on, it's going to be Thomas the Train because he's transsexual.
Everybody's offended anymore. You know, I mean, and it's a shame. It's a shame for all the comedians out there. You had so many good comedians, and you know, you couldn't do an Eddie Murphy or Andrew Dice Clay anymore. You know, hickory dickory dock.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
well, man, you couldn't even do Carlin. You couldn't do half of Robin Williams stuff, even by today's standards. It's just bad. And I'm saying, let's go back to Mel Brooks. Let's just go back to offending everybody. You know, that's my point. If you are that offended and you're that big of a wimp that something that is said offends you, I'm sorry, words really don't hurt you. But if you're that offended, don't watch it. Change the channel. Quit.
Exactly.
You know,
Lewis Fuller stopped in. Thanks for stopping in. And Jay, the Boxing Jedi, thanks for stopping in, brother. A lot of good channels, a lot of good peeps out there. We appreciate you. If you haven't already, let's get in there. Join the Phantom Collective. Good bunch of guys. Good friends of mine. Yeah, check them out. And give my buddy super fan Adam Shawhan a sub here. Come check him out, what he's cooking in his kitchen.
Yeah, so well, if you want to have a lot of fun, hit me up on the men's room, especially because I don't really do a lot on I'm starting to mess with my channel a little bit after I just got another copyright strike for BS, but it is what it is. If I get them to 100 subs, which we're at about 74, 75, I've got 25 up. So the goal is if I can get them up to 100 subscribers in 2 weeks when I go to Virginia, where these guys are from, Tommy Gunn, who is in his 30s and never ate sushi, we're going to a sushi bar and he has to eat sushi for the first time, and we are filming it. We will be going live and filming it. So,
that should be interesting.
A look. Yeah, tomorrow we'll be doing Toy Talk with Collector Express, myself, Tommy Gunn, the Appalachian American Seth. So, I mean, we're a bunch of guys that met from World Class Bullshitters. Became friends, have chit-chatted quite a bit. Now I'm a part of their show, just like with you, same as I am with Digital Pollution on Wednesdays.
Oh, yeah.
I love it's so much fun.
It's like a big family.
Well, dude, we got to COVID, pre-COVID. I mean, like staying away and interacting. We've been doing this long before it was cool. So,
Senator Dave, thanks for stopping in, brother. You have joined the times with the sharp dressed man. Man.
Right. Always. Always.
That song from 3.5 Men.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Man.
Manly men. Oh yeah. Yep.
So next we're gonna do a little we're gonna put a word in a sentence, okay? And I don't know where Adam just went, but I hope he joins us with again. Well, okay. So we'll wait for Adam to come back on that. We got Senator Dave in the chat. We've got Lewis Fuller in the chat. We've got Jay, the Boxing Jedi, in the chat. Thanks for stopping in, folks. Oh, there's Adam. He must have.
Just a glitch. Yeah, no, it was. I clicked the wrong. I went to click a different window, and it closed the window. And I was like, "Don't close the window. No."
Yeah, I like my touch screen computer. I can just touch it screen now. So we've got we're going to put a word in a sentence, and I'm going to start first. Now, before we even get to that, I don't know if there are channels out there that have game shows, and about 3 years ago, I actually helped them do scripts, and some of the channels you see today still do the game shows, and I don't get much credit for it. That's okay, but that's where it all started. But anyway, we're going to put a word in a sentence, and the first word starts with, I'm going to start with the word dementia. And I'm going to start my first sentence. Joe Biden suffers from dementia.
I like it. I would say Kathleen Kennedy suffers from dementia.
You like that?
I do. I did, but I had to go the other way. You went the political, so I'm going the entertainment route, brother.
The guy can't put 4 words in a sentence to save his life.
No, he cannot.
So, okay, next word we got here, Kamala. Hurricane Kamala with excessive wind speeds of 300 miles per hour hit the coast this afternoon.
That would be the most positive thing a Kamala has ever done.
You like that?
Oh, definitely.
Okay, what do you got?
Man, I can't top that one. That one, you take the cake. I bow to that one. I'm not even going to attempt. That was perfect. That was.
Everyone going to underground shelters. Seek immediate shelter. So,
okay. I mean, we hit a 5.0 on the Kamala scale. That's about all you're going to get out of me because I like yours better.
Next word I got, Harris. Franco Harris was a Pittsburgh Steeler. You like that one?
That's very good. Woody Harris really wants a role in Hollywood.
Okay.
And by the way, people, he's springing this shit. Like, I did not have any idea what any of the words were going to be ahead of time. So this is legitimately ad-libbing, just so you know.
It's fun though. You got it.
I'm not complaining, man. I just don't want them thinking like, oh, of course the guest star, the guest no, I don't know shit, man. Like I jumped on, he's giving me the word, so this is live time as it's popping up, man. The way it should be.
Trump. Boy, Trump sure trumped those folks in Washington.
Joe Biden wishes he could be Donald Trump.
Gotta love it. Okay, so that's the last of the word. Fun with words, putting words in a sentence. Have a little bit of literary fun.
Yeah, man.
And so you'd see, we talk what's trending. What do you think about them vaccinations, man?
Yeah, no, let's not. Don't get yourself in trouble. I will say, did you see about the potato heads?
I did not see about the potato head.
That's one of the bigger ones. So now they're attacking the potato head toy. That it's in this crazy culture that we're living through right now, this PC culture. Yes, now the potato heads are racist.
Jeez, what's next? What's next? Lincoln Logs?
Because they're too long. Giggity. Or they're not long enough. They're not, they claim to be wooden, but they just don't have enough wood in there. That's what I mean. Yeah, I mean, the potato heads. I mean, fun fact, as you know, potato heads, you used to literally take a potato and put the parts on a potato, not the little plastic tater that comes nowadays, a real potato, and you would, play with a potato.
So what does Mrs. Potato Head have to say about this?
Well, you see, I'm starting to wonder because we have a Mr. and a Mrs. I think they're pissed because we don't have a third gender potato yet, which I would just call that a curly fry. So I don't know, man. I don't know where this insanity is ever going to stop because we've got it in the news. We've got it, in
a gender neutral potato.
Well, he calls himself a red potato, but he's really not red enough. Oh, you're gold. I'm sorry. You're racist because you're golden. Can't have golden potatoes anymore.
It's crazy.
But no, I will. I myself.
Yeah, they all cook the same.
I mean, look, you can fry them, you can bake them, you can steam them, you can boil them in water and make mashed. It's a tater, man. I'm a tater man.
I was like I'm a soul man. Mm-hmm. I'm a soul man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always like those carnival fries with the vinegar on them. Those were real good.
Oh yeah, man. But yeah, I don't get it, man. I don't understand half of what they're complaining about these days. I never will. And a lot of it, I know we're older, so that's a skosh of it, but that's not all of it. There's just like too much insanity for me. So
Right.
I just don't, the whole mask thing, I'd mentioned, they don't do shit. Then oh, now you got to wear it too, and I'm like, I don't. I walk in without a mask. I have breathing conditions. If you come at me and tell me that I have to wear a mask, and I'm like, well, I can't breathe if I do, and then they start yelling at me. I'm like, look, Mr. 1911 has something else to say, because if my life to you doesn't matter, your life to me really doesn't matter. Leave me alone. Now, generally, I don't have any problems. I just walk in, I go, I get what I'm doing. I get that look from people, like they're like, I don't really get the, oh my goodness, he's wearing a mask. They get the, I wish I had the balls not to wear a mask. And I'm thinking, don't wear a mask then. It's that simple.
Right.
Don't do it.
I have to stop for a sec just to say hi to my buddy, another one of my buddies, Aaron Easton. Thanks for stopping in. It's like old times, Shaq Skywalker's Jedi Academy. Used to have the old James and Shaq show. I haven't heard from her in a while. Wow.
Yeah.
So I've got another little song for you. You might know this one. It's a little Johnny Cash. After these messages.
Oh, the taters aren't going to like that, man.
Love is a burning thing. It makes a fiery ring. Bound by wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire. Fell into a burning ring of fire. Went down, down, down. The flames went higher. Burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire. The ring of fire.
Poor Mr. Potato Head. He's roasting.
Fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, down, down. The flames went higher.
It
Burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire. The ring of fire. Taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. I fell for you like a child. Oh, but the fire went wild. I fell into a burning ring of fire. Went down, 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 and the flames went higher. Burns, 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 the ring of fire. The ring of fire. Into a burning ring of fire. Went down, 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 and the flames went higher. Burn, 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 the ring of fire. The ring of fire. Burn, burn, the ring of fire. The ring of fire. Yes, little Johnny Cash there. For all those Johnny Cash fans out there.
Yeah, just wait. Before long, PC culture will attack music more so than what they already have. So, man,
I'm sure they will. They've attacked the entertainment industry, everything there is out there. Yes, hey, Shaq, Skywalker's Jedi Academy, Son of Dave, Jake Cato, Lewis Fuller, Thanks everybody for stopping in. Let's see what else we got on the agenda. You want to talk about the stimulus?
Sure. I mean, that should be safe enough. I don't think they'll take you down for that one. Although,
right.
You know, I mean, look, man, it's your show. I got respect for it. It's just like, there's some of them topics you just don't want to touch.
All I have to say is I would be willing to forfeit my stimulus and not get a stimulus if that means my taxes aren't going to get raised for the next 10 years, or 4 years. So that's just my thought on that.
I've been okay. So when it comes to the whole stimulus thing, like at first it's like, all right, we got the first check, we got the second check. Okay, great. But it equals to, and I'm sorry, fuck all. At the end of the day, we got nothing. That second one, billions went to foreign countries. We got a measly 600. And then we were supposed to immediately, like January, February, start getting more money and more checks.
Right.
But that's a problem. Like, if you would stop messing around and just be like, look, oops, we were wrong. We effed up. We thought it was this. It turns out it was that. Go back to work.
Exactly.
Here's a little bit of a oops. Here you go. Because the government printing up money to give us, hoping that we'll go out and spend it to keep the economy going, is not a win-win scenario. I mean, we're looking at Rome here. We're steadily just
Well, and they're digging their way deeper and deeper into debt. I mean, they don't just have the money to spend like that.
To say
people don't understand that the taxpayers are paying for that.
Well, but the problem is, think about it. He said, no, I won't sign this in unless $15 an hour becomes minimum wage. Now, look, here, it's like $7.40 an hour. Okay. So if you were to be making $7.40 an hour, which nobody can fucking live on, and I'm sorry for the F-bombs, but you cannot live on $7.50 an hour with the 40+% rate of taxes you're already paying, auto insurance, homeowners insurance, health insurance, you might as well hang it up. But you give them 15, then you're going to put them in a higher tax bracket, like you were just saying, and then they're going to have to pay more in taxes because they make more money, for one. Two, small businesses, there's going to be ones that can't afford that. And then look at places like Kohl's that are going out of business anyway. Look at all the big companies that have shut down during this last year over this crap. I don't see it any better.
It's killed a lot of restaurants and places of business. It's a shame. I really hope that things start opening up again. I hope people can go out and support their movie theaters, because that could all shut down.
Do you have? Because I mean, I know where you're at, but I mean, do you have any open? Because like the ones closest to us still aren't open.
Yeah, we do here. Get out and support movie theaters. That's what I got, have to say to everybody. And, support your local restaurant, your hairdresser, your nail tech, whatever you support. Everybody could use a little extra this time of year. And that's what I'm doing, because, these are tough times. That's what the show's called, The Times. There's tough dialogue, or things people don't want to talk about. I'm willing to talk about it, and it's a tough time for everybody, but we just push through. We're, when the going get tough, the tough get going, and so we'll all get through it, So, but yeah, I don't want a stimulus if I got to pay on it for the next 10 years,
Well, man, regardless, you're going to get hit with taxes on the last two stimuluses we got at some point.
Right.
That's what I'm waiting on.
Yeah.
I'd have been okay. I'm not happy that Biden's in, because I think it's a bunch of hogwash. But my thing is, it'd been one thing if Biden came in and then goes, oh, look, this whole thing is BS, and then they blamed it on Trump because there's really nothing he could do, right? They just be like, oh, Orange Man was bad. He made this, blah, 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 blah. Go back to work. Because you would think that's what they want you to happen. Open the economy back up. Considering that statistically, this has killed less people than the average flu on a yearly basis. You know, it is what it is. From day one, I thought it was a bioweapon attack. The only reason we should be still in the boat that we're in is if it was a bioweapon attack. So and this is just my point of view. Everybody has their own point of view, and that's okay.
That's how I feel about it, you know.
Yeah. I mean, like, if you get a shot, I'm not one of these people who's gonna say don't get a shot. Don't like, I will not take the vaccine because, simply put, if what's in the air and the water that you drink and the food that you eat is going to give it to you, and being diabetic, they're like, oh, diabetics, they're going to die, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm still fucking here. 1, 2, if you're going to give me the vaccine, a vaccine gives you the virus, and granted, it might be a lower form of the virus, but in the same aspect, who's to say that's not going to do massive damage as a diabetic? And then 3, it's like the flu shot. Look at how many times they've done the flu vacculations, and it never worked on the flus that we had.
Well, not only that,
mass rushed without backing.
How about but last spring when they told everybody, don't go outside without a mask on. Yeah. So they were sending mixed signals saying, oh, it was a sticky virus. You got it from touching things. But then I thought about it. They don't want us to breathe the air. They don't want us to, drink the water. There's got to be something that they're not telling us.
The best thing you can do is you don't have to be around people necessarily, but fresh air, sunlight. These are things that the human body needs, man.
Right.
You start taking that stuff away, that's not good. That's not good. Right. And the whole weather thing, they're like, oh, it doesn't do well in the heat. Well, then why is it that places like Australia that's summer now and hot, places like the Middle East that are always hot, states like Arizona, Texas that are always hot for the most part, we still had numbers, which then we find out the numbers were inflated by the CDC.
Yeah, no sun and plants is what killed the damn dinosaurs,
Yeah, man. So it's just a lot of craziness. All I can say is do whatever you're gonna do. Don't be a dick to somebody that doesn't agree with your point of view on it. Just respect. Have some respect.
Right. And everybody, this is just our own opinions. You don't have to do what we say we want to do, No. But everybody, and then just like Gina Carano, everybody is entitled to their own opinion and freedom of speech. That means they have no right to stomp out social media, and we have to fight for our rights to freedom of speech. Yeah. And that's very important. That's one of our amendments, to the Constitution. So,
well, the last thing they want is a bunch of us all getting together going, we're not doing this anymore, because the power is still in the people. Remember, the government and all that is not, you're so used to laws and being beaten down, and I get it. We're all in the Joker movie here. We're tired of getting beaten down all the time. Right. But if you don't stand up, nobody's going to do it for you. During Trump administration, keep in mind, people, what did we keep hearing? Wait 2 weeks. It was the year of 2 weeks. Well, in 2 weeks, we're going to let you know. And then it was the money pit, for fuck's sake.
Right.
Hey, how long is it going to take to do those pipes? 2 weeks. You said that a month ago. It'll be 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And here we are a year later. Oh, we'll wait 2 more weeks. And it's not Trump's fault. Everybody wants to blame Trump. He put the power into the states to say, hey, y'all take care of your people. You states know your people, you do it. And what did everyone, Republican, Democrat, didn't matter. All of them. 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. Even here, eventually they started with the mask crap. And I'm like, I'm not wearing a mask. I'm like, no. COPD, no, man. And it's not good to breathe that way anyway. And that's not how germs work. If you know anything about anything, that's not how it works. Oh, wash your hands. That is not going to do anything. Oh, use that damn hand sanitizer. That does absolutely nothing against it. They're going to claim it does because they're making money on it.
And if it's in the atmosphere,
money on it if you are. Now, I do have 2 masks. I have one. Okay, I can't see, so I got to turn my light on. I am sorry. There we go. So I can see a little bit. I have 2 masks. My wife bought me one, and I bought one because I had plans on flying. So if I'm delivering a puppy and I have to fly, my friend James, come on, man, you're going to love this. So I'm delivering a puppy to you. I flew into the airport. There is my mask.
Nice.
I had to. So I bought myself this one because I would be dressed like this. There you go. And then before that, my wife had got me one just because she knows I'm a pretty big Punisher fan and everything. So she bought me this one.
Nice.
And so if I do wear them, there you go. So I can still breathe out of my nose. But generally, it'd be like this. But basically, I'm that old school guy where I'm like, okay, I can't enter without a mask.
Well, if you have COPD or asthma, there's no way you could wear the mask.
You can't breathe. Look, at some point, and I am not advocating for violence. I am a fan of people standing up. You do what you believe in. Be safe. Be respectful, like I said. Right. But I had a bad day. Everybody has a bad day. I go to the doctor's office where I don't want to be anyway. Nobody likes going to the doctor, but I got to go. Otherwise, I won't get my meds. Without my meds, you and I aren't going to be on this show. You'll be here alone, but I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be dead within, a day. Yeah. So to get my insulin, I have to go do labs. And I walk in just like this, nothing out of the norm. The lady hands me a mask, but she's asking me questions. And we're 6 feet apart, and I'm answering the questions. And out of my periphery, I see a guy stand up, and I'm like, okay. And then he starts yelling at me, and I'm trying to answer questions. And it was one of those where I literally hadn't had but half a cup of coffee, got up, and ran to the clinic to go do this. And he's yelling at me, and finally I told him to mind his own effing business. And I continue on with the nurse lady, because I put the mask on. He's like, well, you need to cover your nose. And I'm like, and you need to quit walking towards me, because he kept getting closer and closer and closer. And I'm like, sure. As I just took it off, I go, if you're that scared, you don't need to be walking up on me. And he's like, well, we don't have to see you. I go, well, newsflash, if you don't have to see me, but the state says I have to come here to get this done, you're telling me to leave, therefore you're killing me. I have no problem ending you. And, I'm just like, look, my life means more to me than what you have to say. I'm asking you to leave me alone so I can answer her. Well, you can't walk in here without a mask. Well, I did. And you handed me a mask. And I was going to put the damn thing on till now you started shit and I can't answer this lady's questions.
Right.
It's that simple. But at some point, there will be somebody that does go Arthur Fleck on them. And that's the best way I can say it without people, losing it. And that's what's going to happen, man. There's going to be people that feel so empowered because they can tell you have to wear a mask. What happens when you meet that one person that loses it,
Right.
So, food for thought. Again, respect. There is such a lack of respect right now. And it's just sad. We've been we've been around this block for a while. Good,
I mean,
4.5 decades for me, 5 for you, man. And what I'm seeing.
I treat everybody with the respect I want to be treated with, and that's how it should be. It's like old code, I mean, that's just the code of respect. And I don't know if a lot of the younger generation understands that. I mean, I'm sure there's quite a few that do, and I'm not going to make a generalization, but I mean, it's just common courtesy,
Yeah, it is. I mean, I right across the street, I have people that are, mid 60s, pushing 70s. We just came through that snowstorm, as you know. We all got dumped on,
Right.
I do my driveway. I got a snowblower. As soon as I get done with mine, I go right across the street and I do theirs. Now I've known them for 5 years, and the husband came up and he's like, "Well, how much do you want?" And I'm like, I was like, "You're family, man. We're buddies." Yeah, so you don't got to worry about paying me. You always hook me up with good tomatoes, man, because he grows tomatoes and stuff. I don't go to the grocery store. I go to my neighbor for tomatoes.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, helping a neighbor out, opening a door for an old lady or something, it's just common courtey.
Yeah, I mean, I take him to mail a lot of times because his wife's in a wheelchair and he has fallen so many times, and they both are survivors of cancer and stuff. So it's like, I don't, it takes what, a minute and a half to take their mail to them, and hey, here you go, blah 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 blah. All right, have a good day. That's it. But there's so many people that don't think that way.
A little, hey, how you doing? You know?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
You know, it's just something you see, but what do you see mostly now? You see them on their phones and they're glued to their phones, you know, and it's I don't know. I mean, we're just like I said, we're a little bit of an older generation by means there are people that are older than the two of us that are really like, what the hell? But yeah, I just don't have a lot of faith in what we're dealing with because it's hard. The fear virus is out there because that's how I've looked at this. It's a thing of fear. They want you scared, they want you quivering. I'm not scared because if it
life
was
still goes on.
James, I would not be here talking to you right now.
Yeah, life still goes on. I take medications too, and I don't function without them. So I hear where you're coming from, you know, but you keep moving, brother. You know, you keep on rolling with the punches. And we've been going for about an hour now. So thanks for everybody who joined us. And catch us next time.
If you're watching on the playback, like, subscribe, check it out.
Definitely.
James got a lot of great content. Awesome effing painter. You know, I'm going to be pushing work to him here eventually. Hey, you better hope you get that stimulus. I'll be able to buy more paintings.
Oh, that's what I was going to mention. May I'll have will be the fourth year anniversary of my channel, and I'll be doing another giveaway in May. So, yeah, so you'll be able to enter a drawing to win a painting. So with that, without further ado, thanks for joining us, everybody, and have a great evening. Good night, Adam.
Good night, James. Good night, everybody.